maybe 5th. Lots of very, very round Yemple. Starting off this match, Iceman, what are you doing? What are you? I swear to the gods, why do you do this to me? Fine. Ripha is facing off against him, Leave in Revenge Time of the EU Scrapstar series. Starting things off, Ripha getting a few strong chip hits in against Iceman. But Iceman continued to get some nice pressure, is getting some solid damage. Ripha gonna throw out that rush. It's gonna connect for 190, 210, and cements Ripha in a dominant position with health. Iceman trying to find his way in, does get the knockdown, and is just trying to close that distance. A rush could potentially be enough if Iceman gets a successful read or a nice setup and finds the opportunity, but misses the finishing touch. Ripha's still in this, but that nade is going to take him down, and Leave beats Ripha in the round. Iceman switching. They're both players sticking to their prominent loadouts. Iceman gonna get frozen out, but does get a quick 1-2, allowing him to safely continue the fight after getting knocked. Dodges right over that rush. And now, with a rush ready, is likely going to try to close in the distance, try to get some pressure going, but is going to get disarmed, takes 80 damage on knockdown. Iceman using telepathy deals an explosive nade hit and a successful read on Ripha. Keeping the health pools close to even, and is going to get another knockdown on that freeze. Another blast. Now both players just in tricky place for rush, and Iceman gonna be the one to come out on top, but misses the finishing touch once more. Has to carefully dodge out of the way of this rush, successfully does so, but caught out by the second barrage, and now is in a very tricky place. Has to be careful, as a couple of quick hits will be enough for Ripha to be able to take this, but the blast is going to allow Iceman to take the first game. What are you doing, Iceman? You're just picking popular people and being like, I'm gonna be you today! Great minds think alike. No! Iceman is legitimately just picking popular character loadouts and style and is just playing them. Ah, God. There was Junior, there's Malieve, I can't remember what the other one is. But just going all over the place, really giving us like a showcase of some of the more popular characters and loadouts. I'm surprised we haven't seen Iceman go in as Ripha. Just saying. Heading straight back into Temple Grounds. Iceman starting off trying to get some pressure, but Ripha just safely pacing things out and is getting a bunch of quick chip hits in. He's just not letting himself get too locked into the corner. Rush gonna come out, but Ripha gonna safely evade it. Takes 35 damage, exceptionally light. Is still in a very strong position though. Looking to try to close in that distance and confirm himself a nice rush. But the nade just gonna quickly blast him down. Couple of chain hits, gets knocked down. Iceman still just a little bit behind, but is quickly building up another rush. And ends up canceling out Ripha's with a well-aimed nade. Iceman throws out another rush. Ripha gonna successfully dodge the majority of this one as well, only taking 35 at the end. And a chain of chips down is going to allow Ripha to take this first round. Heading into the next round, Ripha switching things over for the Slamamander. This can be a little tricky to get that Mando to work. He's definitely got to lean hard into catching Iceman on that nade side, as the Funchuck is a very solid parrying arm and can defensively block that out just out of any situation possible if Iceman is on top of his game. So far though, Ripha getting some really good reads, getting some nice damage in there, and is just working right around that Funchuck, and it's quickly knocked Iceman into critical. Iceman trying to find his way in, gonna get disarmed once again, and then now is just a single hit away from getting KO'd. Cannot take that armor damage that he's been taking for so much. And this rush gonna come out. Iceman gonna quickly try to overwhelm it, but the Mando reaching in from across the screen is gonna allow Ripha to balance the score to 1-1.
A few moments later.
I was so happy. I loved that B. I missed that B. Looks like Iceman's going in with the different loadout here. Oh, I could see a J. We're going to get a Kojora. Oh wait, no, now we're getting Kojora. It was Junior, then we had... it was Junior, Nuka Lola, Muleev, and now we're getting Kojora. Starting things off, Ripha holding onto a light lead here, getting some nice pressure, getting these pokes to really connect. As Iceman is just struggling to find his way in. Potentially playing a little too distant for this loadout to really work out the way that Iceman is wanting. And that rush is gonna get cancelled out, just walled by the whammer. Giving Iceman maybe a bit of tempo that he's been looking for as he starts getting a couple of hits, and likely starting to see how this loadout wants to play as he starts getting that pressure, that damage. And now Ripha really struggling against this as the rush comes out for 355, 360. A literal no-scope. Iceman a little scared to throw out a grab there. That's going to allow Ripha to safely jump out of the way and breaks open the trampoline. Now has to be careful of this rush. Successfully dodges it, but Iceman safely dodging right out of the way, really capitalizing on Kid Cobra's movement. And finally, one stray Tri-Blast is going to be able to connect. Ripha taking a round. Diving right into this next match, both players sticking with their respective loadouts. And Iceman going to start out on top, getting a nice charge popper hit, and a second one is just kind of trying to pressure Ripha out, utilizing that trampoline in the center of the stage to quickly close in that distance. A very risky play, but it can work out sometimes. Ripha gets the knockdown with a successful grab, continuing to push Iceman back and just trying to force a ranged play. Catching him on that landing. Ripha now just looking for a little bit more damage, and he's going to be able to safely dodge this rush. Gets the grab punish in as well, and is just looking for one final hit. Sees that opportunity, dives right in for the rush, parries the whammer, and that's going to be 2-1 in Ripha's advantage. No, Ripha's advantage. And it looks like we're going to go to Temple. We're going to finish off with Temple. Because there's not enough Yemple rounds going about here. We need more of the Yemples, more Temples, and, as I was expecting, at some point, we're going to have a Riphamir match. Literally, a Riphamir match right here for you, all of you to enjoy. I knew this was gonna happen. It might be my fault that this is happening. I have no words. Starting things off. Oh wait, Ripha's the red Ninjara. Iceman stole Ripha's identity. We've got the two Spider-Mans pointing at each other right here for you folks. Starting things off, both players relatively close. Ripha holding onto a light lead, just a little bit more tuned with these aims, these pokes. But Iceman is getting a bunch of little pokes in himself, and is going to get a knockdown with that Ice Dragon and starts getting some tempo. Gonna get caught out by that rush. Ripha just not ready. Iceman was just more than ready for Ripha was planning on doing, and just covered his options well. Got a nice punish. This is too hot to handle. This is way too hot. You thought Kid Cobra was hot? You ain't seen nothing. We got double Ripha here. Oh god. Iceman's trying to assimilate Ripha into his being to claim his win streak. Trying to go in, trying to break that ice chain, but Iceman getting poked out several times. That's going to allow Ripha to start bringing himself into an advantage state. Gets a quick knockdown, and now Ripha just looking for a little bit more damage. A solid rush confirm could easily be it. But he's going to get frozen. Sees it as a chance to go in for the rush, and is going to be able to catch Iceman out with the Ice Dragon, removing Iceman's rush in its entirety. Likely expecting that exact positioning as he aimed that Ice Dragon phenomenally to reach him just as he landed. Ripha going to succeed in this exchange and is now and brings the score to 1-1. Both players dive right back in. Ripha making an adjustment to the Slamamander, looking to try to work around this Mirror's loadout, this Mirror's playstyle, and try to capitalize on some weaknesses. Starting things off though, Iceman holding on to a light lead. Yes, getting some strong pokes in, some light pressure. Both players now ready with rush, both trying to find a way in. Ripha in a very strong position to get a punish, but Iceman sees that window, leaps right out of the way, and is going to cement himself a health lead. But now, lacking rush, Ripha is going to be in a better position to try to set something up, but he's going to miss out. Iceman getting the punish. I have no words for this. Iceman holding onto the lightest of leads is quickly trying to charge up a rush, but is going to get knocked down by that blast. And Ripha quickly building a rush of his own is now advantaged. Iceman quickly knocking him down with that grab and a chain of hits. Both players will likely have rush at the same time, and it will come down to a rush exchange. Iceman knocked into critical. A potential setup. Any light chip hit would be enough. Iceman gonna slip right out of the way, but he's gonna get caught by the rush as he lands. That's gonna give Ripha a bracket reset against Ripha. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves the grand finals commencing right here, right now. Iceman did steal Ripha's green color. That was hilarious. Alright, so we are in on the long haul now. Bracket reset has happened. I have no words for the mess that the... Well, I wouldn't really say a mess, but it's been quite the show. I've been caught so off guard. Don't forget, if you see a moment that you think's cool and exciting, you definitely clip it. Make sure to clip. Clips help the channel, help the game community, help this game. Clips are cool. Make clips. Starting off the grand finals, both players choosing to go all in with their mains. Iceman going in Tri-Bolt Ice Dragon, Ripha going Ice Dragon Tri-Blast. Two classic picks from both players. And no holding back here. Both players just going all in with their mains, all the knowledge they know. Just trying to utilize their abilities to the fullest with their strongest picks. Iceman starting off at advantage, getting a couple of strong knockdowns, and is putting some strong pressure on Ripha, getting another Dragon Arm Tri-Bolt to connect, and is just giving Ripha such a difficult time. Ripha not able to get that to fully connect, and gets knocked down by another Tri-Bolt. Finally takes Iceman out, and now is going to seek to start to apply some pressure, make sure Iceman does not get that Ice Dragon Arm back, as it just caused him so much pressure, so much damage. Ripha now in a position where if he has rush, he can potentially take Iceman down. Does get it ready, has to be careful of getting hit from anything. Iceman also needs to be cautious as he cannot take a single hit more. But it's going to be a trade in Ripha's favor. Taking Iceman down and giving Ripha a hearty comeback in the first round. Diving right into our next match. Both players choosing to stick with these loadouts. Ripha choosing to just go right in with the rush, recognizing that opportunity, gets a 360 no-scope. Iceman now at 50% health, has to start finding a way in to potentially get that rush to stick, but is really struggling to keep up with Ripha's zoning as he lacks that Dragon Arm, and that Dragon Arm was what really gave Iceman his advantage here, and without it, he's just struggling so much more. Gets the freeze, gets it, goes in for the Tri-Bolt, not going to be able to connect with it, but does get a successful read on that evasion, and punishes for 245, now ready with that Dragon Arm too. Ripha has to be very careful as this can cover a lot of his movement, and it's giving him a very rough time. Does get some damage, finally gets the knockdown, and takes the first game. Heading back, straight back into Temple Grounds. I know I've joked about this before, but it is seriously a thing. The EU community has a flavor of the week. A stage of the week. You guys pick you're like, I like this stage. We're going here. It can be Buster Beach, can be Mausoleum, it can be Temple Grounds, it's usually Temple Grounds. But there will be a flavor, and these players will just go to that flavor. Starting things off, Iceman getting that Dragon Arm is really capitalizing on it, getting some strong favorable trades, but finally gonna get disarmed by Ripha. This is where it really gets rough for Iceman, except he does get the knockdown, giving himself some very needed room to be able to get right back into this Dragon Arm state. Has to play carefully, is not gonna get that chance, quickly blasted down from this pressure, all this damage just chipping in on his health. And now Iceman in a critical position as a rush from Ripha could be enough. And you see Ripha going to try to go for it. Iceman going to throw out his in response, and Ripha going to come out on top with a 95 damage chip hit. Has to be careful though, as any damage from Iceman could potentially lead to a KO from this point. And finds his way through. Another final 1-2 is going to give Ripha the advantage. Diving into this next round. I say diving into a lot. Ripha starting off with some strong pressure is preventing Iceman from getting that Dragon Arm, and that's really what a lot of these rounds are being determined by, is if Iceman gets that Dragon Arm, that's where he gets all the tempo, that's where he gets all the momentum and damage. It's whenever he doesn't have it that Ripha's just able to put so much damage, apply so much pressure, and just make Iceman's life so much more difficult. Another 1-2, and Ripha going to take the second game handedly. Ripha banning Temple. Ripha has banned Temple. Temple is banned. No Temple grounds. Ripha is done with our games. He's done with the flavor of the week. He wants it to burn. So we'll be sending ourselves to sparring ring for what might be the final match if Iceman is not able to find his way through. This could be a risky stage for Iceman. If he gets that start, it can be exceptionally strong for him. But gotta be careful, as Ripha, once he gets that advantage, it's just a miserable place for Iceman. Both players trading even. Ripha gonna start coming out on top after a couple of quick exchanges. And now Iceman just struggling to try to find his way in. Switching over to that Chakram is a pretty strong pick. I can see it working really well. But once again, it's another thing where Iceman just needs that Dragon Arm, and without it, he really just does not have the options he wants for this matchup right now. Trying to chase after Ripha. Ripha just kiting him around the stadium. Iceman not really effectively closing in that distance. Gonna get knocked into critical health here. And any straight hit will take Iceman down, and a Tri-Blast Bolt will be enough. What might be the final match, the match point here. Set point, game set, match point, thing, words. Could very much be that. Iceman gonna get an opportunity to get a Dragon Arm off that rush, but Ripha quickly responding and taking it away by choosing to respond with his own rush. Generally, I find the player who utilizes rush secondly tends to be in a much more advantaged position if they choose to use it right away, because that means that they just start flat neutral with advantage, neither player having rush. And that is actually going to be it. Ripha quickly taming this beast. The show ends, and Ripha claims yet another of the Scrapstar series. 3-0. Iceman, I love you. That was really fun to watch Iceman switch through all the characters. That was really cool. It actually was a really cool tournament. I had a lot of fun. Just